What's up, everybody? Welcome to your fourth and final Kinda Funny Gamescast for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Good day, Greg.
Good day. Andy Cortez.
Good day.
Good day. And Tim Geddes.
Good day.
Good day. How are you doing, gentlemen? How is our energy? We've done a Kirby reaction.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't on Games Daily. We took a breath. We stepped aside. We've done a Resident Evil Gamescast. We've done an Onimusha Gamescast. And now we're here for the Pragmata Gamescast. How are we feeling?
I could go to a basketball court right now and hit easily like minimum 80 out of 100 three-pointers.
Wow.
Easily, like not
That's
even
impressive.
That is
That's
very
good.
impressive.
That's
Not
really
even a
impressive.
question.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Do you really think that?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we finished the first one, you're like, is there pizza out there? I was like, you got two more shows to do on top of that. But
Yeah, no, I should have got lunch.
The funnier part was him going, is that I'm seeing this right? We got pizza or what? And Greg was like, no, we got pizza in the fridge. And Bless goes, oh, these are slacks from yesterday.
I was real excited because I was like, cool, I can just eat one real quick and then come back.
Yeah.
I don't have time to microwave.
we can toss in the toaster oven for you. You know what I mean?
No, that's fine.
Okay,
It's
fine.
fine.
We'll get
I'll
through this
tough it
episode
out. I'm a
instead.
big boy.
Remember, of course, this is the Kinda Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we run you through the reviews, previews, and topics we need to talk about live on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, and podcast services around the globe. If you like that, we'd like you to pick up a Kinda Funny membership. Remember, $10 a month gets you 80 episodes of ad-free content. It gets you 4 hours of exclusive podcasting with me in a show I call Gregway that posts daily. And of course, it gets good karma for you for supporting a small independent business. If you are watching live right now, of course, you can be youtube.com/kindafunnygames, super chatting to be part of this. Ask your questions about Pragmata, give your thoughts on what you've seen and read from other folks around here, and just get hyped for what could be a secret Mega Man game. I want to know more people's impressions on that. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. Also, if you have no money tossed our way, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. We'd love to get that 30-day subscription from you. Remember, they don't remind you, and it doesn't auto-renew. Housekeeping. Thank you so much for filling out our audience survey last month. We have a couple follow-up questions we'd love to get your answers to at kindafunny.com/survey. It should only take a minute or two, and it really helps us out. So thank you. Tomorrow, of course, we're having a delayed live reaction to Hollow Knight's Silk Song presentation to start the day. So usually when Games Daily goes live, which would be 10 a.m. Pacific, that's what you get. But tomorrow you'll get our reactions on a delay. We won't have looked at anything. We'll watch Hollow Knight's thing and either be super stoked or super disappointed. And then we'll do Games Daily as normal. Remember, we're an 11-person small business, all about live talk shows. You've already gotten a live reaction to Kirby's Air Rider Showcase. You already got Kinda Funny Games Daily covering the PlayStation 5 price hike, and you got 2 Gamescasts already, previews of Resident Evil Requiem and of course Onimusha Way of the Sword. After this, you are getting a stream of Alien Rogue Incursion with Mike. If you're a Kinda Funny member, today's Greg Way 16 minutes about Ben's first showing of James Gunn's Superman. Thank you to our Patreon producers Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by Factor, Shady Rays, and Aura Frames, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be topic of the show. It's time for the final Capcom Gamescom in the Bay preview, and that is Pragmata. And if I'm being honest, this is the one I'm most excited to hear about. Of course, I played this at SGF. Wasn't super stoked to go into it because I didn't know much about it. Nobody did, I guess. And then to find that it was this weird, I'm shooting, but first I have to do a hacking mini game as the robot girl. And then I was like, oh, this game seems super nerdy and cool. And then I found out people think it's a secret Mega Man game. Tim, what did you get to play?
20 minutes of it, just like the other games. This is another one. I played this one 1.5 times before I switched over to the other demos. But
Wait, so it was a 20-minute thing that you spent like 40-something minutes with it?
1.5 times would be 30 minutes.
30-something minutes, yeah.
I didn't know we were being specific about math.
No,
here.
what are you asking me then?
But you didn't play it.
You were
all-
just for a second there. You were such a congressman when they're doing like the thing around, and then it gets clapped back. You're like, all right, well, fucking don't come back.
I didn't think we were talking about facts here. No, but like
It's not a time demo. It's like you play through and then you play a boss and then it ends. It says thank you for playing, and then I just played it again
Gotcha.
until
Okay.
the demo guy came in. I was like, can I change this?
I was like, wow, how perfect that they like timed all these to be 20 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Each one had about 20
Gotcha.
minutes.
I
of
think they were
content.
like all timed out to be Gamescom things that people could play on the show for.
Exactly.
And so
Gotcha.
to get the line moving, which is why they're all about 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about Capcom for a second before I get in here.
Do it,
Because, I
Capcom.
mean, you know, I've been covering video games long enough to have seen a lot of just trends shift and like the vibes towards the company change. And when we were first starting Kind of Funny doing the Gamescast, we talked about Capcom the way we talk about Ubisoft now.
Oof.
And if y'all are watching now, I think you know what that means. It was not good. We were always questioning, why are they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Where's the sequel to this? Where's the new IP? Where's the this? Where's the that? And I feel like that changed so dramatically with Capcom about 10 years ago at this point. It is not a new trend, and it is something that they continue to just knock it out of the park, whether it's reboots, sequels, new IPs, reboots that end up being sequels, like any combination of things, they've done it. And that doesn't mean that they are without misses. We have Exoprimal, but good. They took a swing on Exoprimal. They are able to make games that are kind of just smaller things or out of nowhere things.
Kunitsugami, Path of the
great
Goddess.
example, right? A game that people love that invest in it. A very different genre of game than Monster Hunter Wilds or Resident Evil or Street Fighter 6. The list goes on and on and on.
They can take those risks without tanking the company.
Yeah. and so to be here at Capcom playing these 3 games back to back, it was awesome to play Resident Evil, a sequel to games that we've been getting consistently. Onimusha, a sequel, but ostensibly reboot of a classic franchise. And then Pragmata, a brand new IP. Or maybe a reboot of an established franchise.
So, Bless, are you up to speed on the Mega Man stuff?
I think I brought the Mega Man stuff to the table.
I
Yeah.
know, I was just bringing it up for a new viewer.
Yes. I'm up
Can
to
you
speed.
explain it to us then, just so everybody knows what we're talking about?
Yeah, essentially Pragmata, when we got these most recent trailers, there have been internet conversations, Reddit conversations talking about, is this actually a Mega Man game in disguise? And it was one of those things where people were kind of reading into the trailers, looking at certain visuals. The one that was most damning to me is seeing an image in one of the Pragmata trailers in the key art where the girl that's on the spaceman's back does like a motion to the camera and she has on like this big blue coat. And it looks like it's like Mega Man's blaster
Fuck
aiming at the
yeah.
camera. And so that was the thing for me where I was like, is this a thing? But it's all theory. It's all speculation.
Because the
Sure.
biggest thing to me, like that is like, okay, that's like maybe a nod. The biggest thing to me is just the straight up visual iconography from Mega Man. Like a lot of the items you're getting are
It's the
straight up
items,
the
yeah.
canisters, and the enemies' health bars look like boss battle health bars from Mega Man. Like there's just a lot of stuff. So going in as a fan of Mega Man, not necessarily the biggest fan of, like, it's not like I've played every game or whatever.
Sure,
but
sure,
like,
sure.
I enjoy Mega Man as an IP and I enjoy the games. I'm excited about Mega Man coming back and being something new. And going into this demo, I was kind of like Greg was saying, like, I'm not really that interested in Pragmata from what I've seen. And even Greg giving his preview of it, I was kind of like, this doesn't sound like it's for me at all. So I'm more interested in, is this Mega Man? That's my going to the demo. That was the question on my mind. Leaving this, I don't give a fuck if it's Mega Man or not. This is awesome. I can't wait to play this
Whoa.
game. It's so freaking cool. It's so different. It is just a fun ass action game. And a lot of the problems that I would have thought that I would have had with it are just non-existent. And I'll get to more details about that, but I want to hear Bless's top level.
Yeah, it's so funny where Tim started with the conversation talking about Capcom, because that's exactly where my brain goes in talking about this game, where playing this game feels like playing a game from a different timeline where like the games industry was in a healthier place and we're taking more risks.
We're
and
making
doing
weird shit
things.
again. We're making
Yeah.
weird shit. We know the audience will support it.
This game is so fucking weird where like if I was a CEO at Capcom and they presented this to me, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Make 2 more Resident Evil. Like, what are you doing? Don't waste your time on this thing, right? But like, I don't say that in regards to the quality of this game. I just say that to how refreshing this game is to play and how kind of like weird it is in ways that I fuck with. I think one of the things that I worried about upon seeing the original trailers for this game was that like, okay, you got this main character. He's in this like spacesuit thing. He looks bulky. He's probably going to move like Joel from The Last of Us. He does not. This game is mobile. This game is like, you are zooming around. You have like this little boost dodge thing that you use in like a hover ability as well. And so there's a lot of maneuverability going on with like how you're playing the game. But then also, I'm sure Greg talked about this in the preview. I wasn't on the preview, so this is like my first time getting to actually talk and expand on it, right? Like having this hack minigame that this child on your back is doing to like open up these robot enemies, and
You can't just shoot the robots. It does no
Yeah.
damage. You have to hack them first to do it.
exactly. So you enter this hack minigame when you activate it on a specific enemy, and then you have to like navigate these grids, and you have to get to like the green point on the grid to then like open them up. But on your way to the green point, you can hit these other nodes that will like maybe weaken them more or have different adverse effects to these enemies.
Can you pause it here, Barrett? Thank you. Just to talk this through a little bit more, because when Greg was previewing it and talking to us about it and we were seeing it, I couldn't quite, I get, oh, cool, there's a hacking minigame. But the way that it works is pretty interesting, where the tile that you're on becomes gray. Once you're on a tile, you can't cross that tile again.
It's like Snake.
So it's like Snake. So you need to make your way through the blue. You're trying to get as many of the blues. The moment you touch the green, then it's over. Then you're just gonna be able to shoot.
Yeah,
So
the objective is to go to green, but if you want to be a badass,
gather
you pick
all
up
the
all the
blues to
blue, all the
get
different
there.
colors that come on later that do
And then-
different things.
Yeah, like Bless was saying, later you start getting like there's yellow and I think even red that they added that would add
Yeah.
different like modifiers and stats. Or there were some that were like you're trying to avoid them.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
cool.
it's like hacking in Cyberpunk, where
Exactly.
like you could get the standard completion thing, or you could try to be extra and
You
get
can try
all
to be
the other
extra with
perks.
it, and it's all happening in real time, right? It's not paused, it's not anything. You are in active combat with these enemies that are coming at you, and you're doing these hacking to then open them up to hit their weak point. And yeah, like it all works together in a way that saying it sounds like it shouldn't. Saying it sounds like, that's doing too much. Oh, that sounds too complicated. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. It was so fun in real time because I think they just nailed the balance of how quick it is, how much your brain is working / trying to focus on hacking, but then also moving out the way and trying to dodge and all this stuff. It is just really fun to play. And yeah, it feels like playing a really good PS3 game. And I think I say
Yes, that's such a great way to put it.
yeah, and I say PS3, I think just because of the era of like the weirdness
Yep.
and the different shit and like, oh man, have you heard of this game? No, what is it? And you start playing, you're like, oh man, this is different. I like this, right? Like that is the feeling that this game evokes. And on top of that, I think some of the other compliments I'll give is I like the visual identity of this game too, right? Like I think a theming around our conversations around these Capcom games are one of the themes is RE Engine, and is it working here or is it working here, right? Like it looks great in RE 9. Oh man, Onimusha might not look as great. I really like how this game looks. And again, it looks like an RE Engine game, but the environments and the design of this space future tech thing they got going on here really worked for me. I like the environments I'm navigating through. I like the spacesuit and the girl in the blue on your back, right? Like it is distinct in a way that I fuck with.
It is so refreshing to see an RE Engine game that isn't using typical materials we've been used to of
Yeah.
but everything from Monster Hunter Wild to Dragon's Dogma, which is very fantasy setting, a lot of rocks, a lot of normal ass fabrics, normal clothes people are wearing, to
Yeah.
sort of the modern day thing of Resident Evil, where I think I just really like seeing these metal walls and all of this sort of sci-fi stuff and how all the reflections play
I'm
with each
excited to
other.
get outside of this area. That's my big thing. Because you guys played the same, Tim, you said it was the same demo, but then you got to fight the boss that it cut off for me yet.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And
My one thing when I was playing it was I felt like, and I know this is the environment I'm in, that it is sterile and it feels kind of space stationy. And yet I'm excited to see where we go beyond that with this.
And that was the funny thing too, is after playing it, I was like, again, I think the takeaway from me was genuine surprise at how much I enjoyed this game, and a feeling of just like me and Bless left, and when we got into Uber to come back, the conversation was just like Capcom, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
damn, they really, really got something here. And I think the boss fight is, to me, what really pushed this one over the edge.
Yeah.
Greg, was this the
I
same
agree.
thing you played?
Up until when we saw the boss, that's when the demo went.
Oh, okay.
And I was so anxious. I wanted to go fight
And
the
I
boss.
can't
Dude.
believe they would do that to you, because it's like, yeah, everything leading up to that, you start understanding what the vibes are, and it's like, oh, I'm in. Getting to this boss, it's like, oh, there is a lot of fun to be had here.
Yeah.
Love the energy that this game has. I love the style of the characters and just what's going on. Yeah, look at the hacking thing here. It gets,
Yep.
like
See-
during a boss fight, it gets that quote unquote complicated to be able to navigate through, and it's really, really engaging and really, really fun. But I was so interested when I got home that I was like, to Greg's point, okay, what other environments are we in, though? Is it all going to be on the space station? And I went back and started just skimming through a lot of the other trailers, because this game has a storied history.
It probably has a lot of stuff that never is making the final cut.
And it's just funny because I'm like, remember, do you guys remember the first trailer?
Yeah. The PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we thought it was a
first
Kojima
event.
trailer, right?
Yeah. This is from June 2020.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been a long ass time back when the game had a 2022 release date. And so it's like, all right, cool. There's some Earth stuff going on here. So it's like maybe we'll end up on Earth at some point.
Yeah, that's my
That
thing,
could
right?
be
I'm excited to get
cool.
out of that area.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But it is funny because I remember the sorry delay. I didn't remember that there was 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
2 delays?
The sorry like delay.
There was a second sorry note?
Mhm.
When?
There was a second sorry note.
The second sorry note is it? Damn, I didn't realize. I
Oh,
didn't
this was
remember
the
that.
first one.
This is the second one,
Oh,
right? No, sorry.
That's
That's
the
the
first
first one.
one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the first
And then
one.
the second one was
The-
the
the
Capcom
sticky note.
showcase. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha.
No way.
I can tell that I don't even have to fucking ask. I could just tell the guns are gonna feel like the Dual Sense whenever you're playing Returnal.
That was one of the things I was going to mention is maybe arcadey is the word to use to describe how the action feels. Like there's a nice little impact. Like you have your little pistol weapon and then you get this more like shotgun. I think it might be called the shockwave gun. But like it is like a big blast kind of weapon. I loved using that thing. Felt great. And then you have the stasis gun, which is the thing that traps enemies in place and kind of like has them moving in slow motion. So you have more time to hack them and stuff. So far, I love how the weapons feel.
The Omega Nerd says, I feel like this game will get okay reviews. That's what's so interesting. Obviously, very early. We did just get to play 20 minutes of this game. And there are a lot of questions of environments and like how far can this go? How fun will this be for an extended period of time? It's interesting because like on one hand, yeah, it could just be if this is either for you or it's not. Or this could be a Vanquish style hit where this is the type of thing of, to Bless's point, of like a PS3 games, like it feels like a very polished version of that PS3 concept of this is a little bit weird. This is different. You haven't played a game quite like this before. And if they can continue nailing the feel of this game throughout the whole time, I think this could be one of those like cult classic type games, but like that from the jump, the reviewers playing it want to shine a light on like, yo, this one's different and this one's special. So again, we're talking very, very ahead of time here, but like there's something here that is more than just it's better than I thought it was going to be. There's something here that to me is like, I think this could be a Capcom franchise.
Did you have any idea of if there's a future for upgrading your armor or no, nothing like that?
No, I mean in the
Like, was there any sort of sense of progression?
within 20 minutes, we picked up and got to use 3 different weapons. So it's like
Okay.
it does feel like you're constantly getting something new, unless this is very
Anything
I
in the
think
menus
that's
with the skill
that's
tree?
cranked for the demo.
Yeah.
That was my read on it from SGF. Is that we got all these weapons really quickly. It was very basic with the hacking, and then introduces the blue, or I'm sorry, starts the blue, then introduces yellow and red or whatever it was. You know, the additionals. And I'm like, okay, I think this is very much a contained. Here's what it's going to be like, but not necessarily be this run when you get it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Like, I got real lost during my demo, and so like Tim probably beat it twice in the time that I beat it once. But like when I was lost, I started just finding random items because I'm just like, okay, well this is in the hallway, but oh cool, I found a thing, right? And like one of the things I found was an extra like hacking node thing that they would add to the grid, and so I wonder how far that goes as far as like, can I grow this grid like super big, and I have all these different things I'm adding. Like I could see that upgrade path going places, but yeah, this demo didn't really do a good job of displaying like how are you growing this character, how are you upgrading this character.
Which leads to a
throughout time.
question I have, and I'll remind you about after I remind you, the listener/viewer, about our membership. Kind of Funny membership is what makes the world go round here for our 11-person small business. If you could toss us $10 over on patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple or Spotify, of course, you'd get good karma for supporting a small independent business, but you'd also get all of our shows ad-free, and of course, you'd get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a 15 to 20-minute podcast I call Greg Way. Right now, you're not using your benefits, though, so here's a word from our sponsor.
Between busy schedules and summer plans, sometimes all you got is a couple of minutes. Factor helps so many of us here at Kinda Funny eat smarter with tasty, chef-prepped meals that are dietitian-approved and delivered right to my door. And now, with more than 65 weekly meals made for how we live and what I like to eat, we've got even more ways to fit in a real meal wherever the day takes us. On many occasions, Factor has completely saved Greg and Jen when they needed it most. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp, at no extra cost. Eat smart at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
This episode's brought to you by Shady Rays. You know that moment. The one when you realized you left your favorite pair of sunglasses at the beach. We've all been there. I'll never forget leaving my incredibly overpriced sunglasses at a restaurant in Santa Monica. That was 13 years ago, and it still haunts me to this day. But then I found Shady Rays and everything changed. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacement. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm all out and about. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Check this out. You can head to shadyrays.com, use code FUNNY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shady Rays, use the code FUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Aura Frames are the perfect way to relive your favorite memories that you created throughout this beautiful, beautiful summer season. No lie, Aura Frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given. Family, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and their favorite memories. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, the coolest thing, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app. So it's ready to go right out of the box when you give it to someone. There's unlimited storage, so you can store as many photos and videos as you can find, and it's so simple to set up. Start reliving your favorite memories by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $35 off their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. auraframes.com, kinda funny.
We're talking about getting a lot of weapons to see how they work. Maybe this isn't how the game's actually going to function. Bless you. We're talking and I interrupted there to cut us off with this didn't give you a great feel for what the game is going to be or how all this is going to play out. Do you believe you're playing this game next year? After all these delays and all these things, and now this demo, which I think is good, and I think I'm excited to play more of this game. But it seems a bit like the old E3 vertical slice of this is the kind of stuff you can expect to do in this game, not this is what you're doing in this game.
I think we've seen a lot of, I'm not, obviously I didn't play this demo, but I think we've seen a lot of recent demos like that where I went to a preview and I experienced, here's a slew of gameplay for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then replaying that section, you go, oh, they took this away from me. I had this during the preview. I think they're just sort of pumping it up, like you mentioned, for the demo to kind of give you a bit more of a taste of more things, so that you can have more to talk about.
As far as to wonder if this exists in the game at all. If this was just, let's take what we got, make a vertical slice, make people understand what we're building for, going for, get the Mega Man talk happening, get games journalists, and people who are playing to be excited about this, so that when we do a more realistic dive next year of, hey, here is the opening mission all the way through with dev commentary or something over it.
I feel a little more hopeful. I don't know why.
I want to play what is here. I'm just interested to see if it actually nets out that way.
Looking at the games, Ari has a February release date. Onimusha is a 2026. We don't know when. And does this have anything attached to it?
Just 2026.
It does have that, though?
I do believe, right? I thought Steam had that. I think that's what they were talking about in this showcase. No? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I am booting up Steam.
I don't remember. But either way, an end of 2026, that wouldn't surprise me if it gets pushed to 2027.
Pragmata says 2026.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's time. And I feel like from what I played, I think that I'm with you that maybe this exact section is not how it's going to play in the final game, but I for some reason am more hopeful than it seems like you might be.
Okay. Okay, I'll accept that. And this is a question I think we've kind of jumped in, but I want to make sure we get it in there. CJ Splits on Super Chat and says, do you think the space station aesthetic will get boring for a full game? Again, even if I'm wrong and this is in the game, I think you get out of this. Not necessarily fairly quickly, but I think you're going to move on to places that look a lot different than this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely could. I would probably lean on the side of if it all is on a space station, that's
a bad choice.
Is not a great idea.
Unless they have different biomes.
But that's the thing too, is like Metroid Fusion all took place on a ship, but it's like a lot of different areas are just completely different.
What if there's a greenhouse?
Exactly. There's always a greenhouse.
I was going to bring up Prey, which had the same thing.
Yeah, so I don't think that that's necessarily the kiss of death. But I also think that there is a world where you are just on the space station. The environment's not the point of it. It is the different boss fights and the way the different enemies that you're fighting with, like a bit more of a old school traditional action game. And that might not be for everybody, but I think there's something there where how complicated can we get with the grid systems and the hacking? Because this grid thing we're looking at isn't the only type of hacking. There's other hacking mini games that weren't necessarily as good. Where you go up to something and there's like a circle and there's like different rings and you have to do it in the order from outside ring to inside ring of are you hitting different face buttons? And if you don't do it in the right order, you have to do it again. That was a lot less fun. It was just like QTEs like as a gameplay mechanic, and like we're just kind of past that.
What did enemy variety look like? Because we've seen this tall, skinny-looking dude who looks like Doug Jones, that guy who always dresses up in costume for a bunch of different movies as a tall, skinny dude. And we've seen the big boss, and maybe that sort of mid-tanky-looking dude.
Yeah.
Was there anything else aside from these sort of what seemed like just normal droning? Here are the ads that you would deal with.
No, I think that pretty much is it for this demo.
Okay.
Right?
There was some little flying.
Oh,
like,
yeah. There were flying
drones.
guys. Flying
That's
drones.
it, though.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, I think going back to the conversation of like next year versus progression, all this stuff, right? Like, for me, I think my brain went to, I wonder how long this game is. Like, I wouldn't be super surprised if this is like a 8-9 hour $60 game. And for me, from what I played, that felt appropriate for this. Like, again, not seeing those hints of this is where you can take it. I feel like if you're trying to make something that is kind of like more simple and more straightforward as far as like, oh, get in there, have fun, blast, hack, do that shit.
Blast, hack.
Like, yeah, give me that in like a 10-hour game, and then let me move on to the next thing.
I'm so with that. Like
Yeah.
from what I played, I'm obviously very high on this. I don't want this for 20 plus hours.
Yeah.
I look at this right here. I don't think we're getting off this space station. I take it back, man. When the trailer showing the earthy stuff before, I was like, yeah, we are. And then I look at this thing and they make a big deal about revealing
That original trailer felt more of like a tone setter concept.
Yeah.
Every trailer since has all been space station stuff without any teases of anything else.
Got it.
You'll get different colored walls in a different room, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So, a quick question just about what happens when the hack occurs against one of these enemies. The flaps on their robotic body opens and it exposes the weak parts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, because for a while there, it kind of gave me like Dead Space vibes where it's like, shoot the limbs in that specific spot or whatever. And I noticed whoever's playing in this demo kept shooting the thighs and the legs. And like, are those all individual nodes that you are shooting, or are they just shooting at any weak point because they just wanted to do that? Like, if you shoot the legs, does that like give you more damage in one spot, or maybe this enemy is more weak here?
It was kind of hard to tell because it was all the enemies look very similar, and like as you're shooting them, like it seemed to always take away the same chunk of damage, but there were definitely like glowing blue sections that like are what you're exposing, and it did seem like when you hit those, the effects on it were a lot bigger. So there's like two different like bars. I wasn't clear on like what each of the bars are doing.
Gotcha.
So I think something's going on about shooting in different spots, but I don't think it goes as far as like Dead Space did. But I do think there's a lot of comparisons to be made with Dead Space. But this is way more actiony.
Gotcha.
Way even than Dead Space 2 or 3 of like that do lean a little bit more action focus. Like it's way faster than
Yeah.
If you could bring up that footage one more time, Barrett, of just like an enemy getting hacked and showing like the weak points or whatever, because it did
I'll
look
do
like
it, but only one more time.
only one more time, please. And it did look like that's the thigh piece, which is separate from the calf or shin piece or whatever. And I wasn't sure if they were doing that deliberately or that's just the aesthetic that they decided to go with. But I think it would be really cool to eventually get a rhythm down to know, oh, these dudes are for whatever reason weaker here because that's closer to their power core or whatever.
If
the hell.
memory serves, right, it's the hacking game is what opens up their weaknesses. So I'm assuming, there's going to be people that open it up, and it's not everything. It is just like their weaknesses that are left.
And then the different
ventricle.
weapons you get too, like you just have your kind of more standard blaster. There's a more shotgun-y type thing, and then there was one that kind of shoots out like this like shock net thing that kind of looks like the Halo bubble shield.
The bubble shield.
And when you get the enemies in there, they're slowed down a bit as they're kind of get you. And that was like really effective against the boss.
Dead Space is a good game, huh?
Oh yeah,
Great game.
Oh yeah.
But will Pragmata be? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe.
Well, last thing I want to say,
year.
we didn't really talk about the Mega Man stuff.
Please.
We like touched on it, but like now that we've played this, Bless, do we think this is a Mega Man game?
No, like not strongly. I could see there being maybe like slight references and stuff, but like nothing about this gave me secretly though, like this is gonna be a Mega Man thing. Like not in the slightest. I still look at the girl and like her outfit and all that shit, and I'm like, there's some Mega Man energy here, but it feels more Easter eggy than anything.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is. I think like Shadow Labyrinth is a good example of like it's a Pac-Man game, but it's like no, it's not. I feel like it's even less than that so far. And another
you don't think we're gonna break in and find Dr. Light or something?
Maybe,
Dr.
but
Wily?
like I mean, these characters have names. One thing I did want to bring up
William.
is
Call me Wiley.
See, that's the exact thing that I thought.
his name's Hugh Williams. So
Hugh, like light.
well, yeah.
I'm back. I take it back.
He spells it H-U-E. He spells it H-U-E.
He does it.
Holy shit.
It's H-U-G-H and it's Williams. Like me and Bush were there like Williams.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like we're definitely stretching there. But and then the android's Diana. So we're getting some names, and they can change that, and who the hell knows. But it also kind of reminded me of the 2015 Fantastic Four, where it's like this isn't really the Fantastic Four. It is, but it's not. Like I don't know. It's I like the idea of them just having fun with it, but I now do not think they're going to end up renaming this game Mega Man something or Pragmata. You know what I mean?
I never think it would be renamed. I think it's going to be, you get to the, maybe at the end they put up it's like fucking that one Marvel movie we won't spoil, but you know what I mean? Well, you know,
What if you oh my God, what if you lose to the first boss, scripted death, bam, 0 drops, dude. Holy
Oh my
fuck.
God.
Just fucking theme hit.
Holy shit,
dude.
God, Mega Man X is the best video game ever.
Capcom, hold it off another year and fix it. Just do it and make
Hugh
it be
Williams. Damn. You sold me.
dude.
I'm back.
We'll be covering Pragmata and all other cool video games throughout the life of this company, because that's what Kinda Funny does each and every weekday. We're all about live talk shows, whether it be Games Daily, the Gamescast, or game streaming, or if we want to go do some entertainment stuff within review, you can catch it all as we are a live talk show network on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, and podcast services around the globe. Thanks for watching this episode and probably the other episodes of the Gamescast today. Remember, we are still not done with our programming day. We are going to kick it over to the streaming lab so Mike and Nick can entertain you with Alien Rogue Incursion. If you're watching or listening later, go check that out on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Remember, if you're driving a UPS truck right now, your own car, or a car you stole, and you're listening and you like this, remember, you probably have Amazon Prime, which probably means you should go to Twitch and give us your free Twitch Prime subscription. They don't remind you. They don't make it easy. Screw Bezos and give us the money. Until next time, though, it's been our pleasure to serve you.